Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Ooh, let's get into it. Your daily dose of the Taz Effect. Daily news in a way you didn't know you could use. There is, ooh, first of all, hey y'all, hey. So glad y'all survived the rapture. Maybe some of y'all got raptured in a different way. I don't know. I don't judge. Well, I judge a little bit. I judge a little bit. But, has anybody heard from Brianna from Rapture Talk? I know, and this is all jokes aside. She has been talking about the rapture since February of last year. And I know that her husband passed away, and she has been obsessing about joining him in heaven. But has anybody heard from her? Because she was supposed to come back and give an apology, and I haven't seen anything. And I am concerned about her children because she is not reading the room when it comes to them and what they're going through. Other than that, child, the tea. The tea, it is piping. Okay, you're gonna have to blow it, sit it up in the window for a little bit, throw some ice in it. Okay, well, maybe not throw some ice in it. Coming from Distractify, excuse me, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem is rumored to be in the middle of a long-running affair. They must not get together in well-lit places. Ain't no way somebody looked at her and was like, yes, that's it. I want that ghoul of a face on my undercarriage. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Hey, Jake. Over the course of Donald Trump's first 9 months in office, Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem has emerged as one of the most prominent members of Trump's cabinet. No, she just makes the most noise. Okay, she is always in the news for all the wrong reasons. I wouldn't say she's prominent, and she sucks ass more than a chick at the Bunny Ranch. Okay, if you know, you know. No, I'm not explaining the Bunny Ranch to you. Noem, who has become well known for conducting a variety of PR stunts. Yes, they're definitely stunts around ICE detention facilities. Has earned the nickname Ice Barbie. Ice Barbie, yes, but it's not just around ICE detention facilities. Remember, she was spending our good taxpayer money, just screwing up the budget, going down to El Salvador to take pictures so she could show off her Rolex in front of semi-clothed male detainees. Okay, let us also not forget that she took meetings regarding an Amazing Race-esque type of reality show for immigrants where it's like, oh, if you win, you can get immigration status updated. And she was filmed by neighbors doing hair and makeup outside of raids from ICE. This administration is just one big pseudo reality show. Following a New Yorker magazine profile of Noem, rumors have begun circulating online that Ice Barbie is having an affair. Well, she is not staying in a home with her family, and the cover story was that it's for protection because the address was doxed. But if the address of her family was doxed and they didn't move her entire family, and she's staying rent-free on government property with another full-grown adult that she is not wed to, I think even Forrest Gump could figure this out. More specifically, they state that Noem, who is married, is having an affair with Corey Lewandowski, as the two of them work closely together at DHS. Here's what we know about whether it's true. Is Ice Barbie having an affair? I got questions. I heard Marjorie Taylor Greene. How y'all? You know what? This just goes to show that cheating really has very little to do with attraction. Because would I risk it all for? Like, if you leave her in the sun too long, she gonna melt. Like, it's not like a malt or a shake or a pint of ice cream. Like you put it in the freezer, it'll, A senior Trump administration official is quoted in New York Magazine saying that the two are dating. Everybody knows they're together. Can I prove it? No, but they're together. The official said, yes, you can prove it. Video, photograph. I mean, it's not like Noam keeps a tight grip on her purse. Somebody was able to steal money and keys and everything. Get her phone and take some screenshots and show us. Or at least give them to her husband so he can get a good settlement. Like he done put up with her shit for way too long. I feel like he is the Mary J. Blige in this. From the How Stella Got a Groove Back soundtrack. Like, what's more, the reporting in the magazine suggests that the two have been together for some time and that both of them are estranged from the spouses that they are married to. If you're estranged, just get a divorce. Just get a little divorce. Yeah, I'd rather eat the anchovy pizza too. Jesus, maybe I was a little too hard on our good sis Kamala last night with her obsession with fish, because Jesus, leave it to a white woman. A white woman. Just get a divorce and do the hanky panky hunch and holler, as Dominique would say, with this man out in public. Like, ugh. According to the story, after a conservative conference in Doral, Florida in 2019, VIPs were smoking cigars as Noam walked out onto the patio and sat directly in Lewandowski's lap. Y'all saying y'all can't prove it? They that out in the open with this? And you saying you can't prove it? You can. What am I talking about? Okay, this is the same group of people who 5 minutes after a tragedy earlier today at an ICE detention center decided that ICE agents were the target when no ICE agents were hit, and to put out pictures of what one would consider evidence out on the internet for no reason, not asking for tips, not just so. Okay, it was very romantic. I don't. Lap sitting, I wouldn't say is romantic. Erotic. It could be erotic, but romantical. I don't. One person who saw the PTA said they acted like a couple, not like a political consultant and a client. It was very clear. So he got his job because he's blinking. I get it. I get why he's willing to endure the smell of molten plastic. Employment opportunities. You know what? Take one. In this economy, I'm not going to judge too much. I'm not going to judge too much. While Lewandowski and Noam have not confirmed that they are in a relationship, because they can't. They're not officially divorced. And they both recently had a bump in pay, which means that their respective spouses, even though y'all are claiming that they are estranged, can pull more from the pot. Because I'm going to tell you, as somebody who's been cheated on before, I can be very patient. I can be very patient for alimony. The reporting suggests that their affair is one of the worst kept secrets in the league. First of all political affairs are the worst kept secrets. Right? This is why I say United States, the citizens and residents of the United States love to make a conspiracy theory out of everything because they don't want to admit that nobody here can hold a secret. Y'all hold about as much water as a colander. Not at all. Okay, this is why they don't tell us much of anything. Because you see people going, well, I'm a whistleblower. I got good information off of this, and I know somebody to work there. And instead of going to the powers that be to change anything, what do? Go to the internet. Go to the internet, whether it's true, whether they made it up. In response, DHS called the New York Magazine article a hit piece that reads like a preteen's rage scrolling, then prompting ChatGPT for a screed on misogyny, complete with zero substance and maximum bullshit. Translation, the story is real. The story is real. She is swapping undercarriage juices with somebody she did not take vows to. I wonder if he has perfected the way of swapping undercarriage juices with her, but without her breaking a sweat or raising her body core temperature, because I don't think he wants to set off the smoke detectors with burning plastic. If you know, you know. Because they go on to say it's not just lazy, it's libelous, peddling anonymous gossip as fact while ignoring our exhausted on the record rebuttals that destroy their narrative, a spokesperson told the Daily Beast. First of all, if it was so libelous, take it to court. Okay. And just because you're on the record does not mean that your a rebuttal destroys a narrative. It just means you gave a statement on the record and somebody else gave a statement off the record and anonymously. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, I mean, what more would you expect? Okay, the leader of this cult of crazies. Okay, Cantaloupe Cankersaurus Rex himself. Um, he's a cheater, a rapist, a fraud, an idiot. Like, I would love to know what her husband's probably off living his best life, because even with everything that was going on when she got burglarized at the restaurant over the holidays last year, I didn't say anything about her spouse being there. It might be like a mutually agreed upon thing. I mean, she does have that cushy federal job, so he might be sticking it out for the benefits. I don't know, or the benefit of her just not being in the house. That Now, if you recall, if you joined yesterday, I told you about Trump's epic UN ramblings. And one thing that he kept harping on, which he segued into, Melania's in great shape. I'm in great shape. So it really didn't bother us that much. It bothered you enough that you had to bring it up regarding the non working UN escalator. So, since that was brought up in a speech, here we go from Raw's story. Caroline Levitt demands firings after Trump forced to walk up non-working UN escalator. Fun fact. We went to the store yesterday to pick up the Kamala Harris book that my aunt had ordered for me, right? We were going out. We were about to go up the escalator. Now, I have issues with escalator, but that's a story for another day. The person before stepped on the escalator just stopped working, like right then and there. Now, for me, if it's not been working for a while, okay, I'll just use like a set of stairs and walk up down. To see it just instantly stop, oh, I'm taking a different mode to get to where I got to go. Okay. Plus this rapture week, Lord, just beam me up like Scotty. I don't know. Plant my feet on solid ground on the second floor. Okay. Could you do that for a girl? Could you do that? Anyway. But Trump is not God. He is not a deity. All right. He is defunctified in the pants region. But now we want people fired because Trump had to do a little cardio. I'm pretty sure Melania was over the moon because at least he can get his workout that way and not be trying to tap her on the shoulder later to about, the doctor said, for the sake of my cankles, I gotta get a workout in. Donnie, now Donnie. First of all, in our prenup, the original one, separate bedrooms. Okay. You got your cardio walking up the steps and flapping your gums at the UN. Do you remember that? Do you remember? Like Michael Jackson? Okay. Now get your stanky ass up out my room. I don't even want to be up in this White House, but your dumbass son done flunked out. My meal ticket is back in your corner. But I'll smother you. I will smother you, and I'll send a message. I'll send a text to Mahalia to come pick you up with the Grim Reaper. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. I keep looking for empty outfits too. I was gonna take a dress of mine and like put it on a chair and do like the news from that, but I realized that there's some people who really were believing in the rapture, and I didn't want to be the reason to throw somebody into psychosis. Unless one of them come for me, then prepare for that type of response. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go all the way there. Okay. So, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt called for firings at the United Nations after an escalator stopped working ahead of President Donald Trump's speech to the General Assembly. If that's the pinnacle of white womaning, okay, to be like, I mean, I don't even want to speak to the manager. Just fire these people. What do you mean we don't have jurisdiction here? It's on U.S. soil. What do you mean there are places on U.S. soil that we don't control? I mean, we control everything. What do you mean I don't have any real power? I'm the press secretary. Like yeah. What do you mean that there's no power behind that? Wait, I married a senior citizen to get what? I popped out his crotch goblin. I don't even like kids. I don't even like penis. I don't have any power. Really? I've been pretending to be a dick loving Christian this whole time and I have no power. This is some bullshit. Allegedly. Allegedly, she don't like penis. Allegedly. According to a few accounts online that claim that they went to collage with her. Okay, allegedly. And I don't think that man was gonna marry her till she popped up that crotch goblin. I ain't never seen nobody give birth to somebody already on Social Security and retirement benefits. I ain't never seen somebody's baby come out before they say mommy and daddy for the first time. They cashing in their 401k. I ain't never seen it. I seen it now. I seen it now. I seen it. About the Charlie Kirk. About Charlie Kirk. What? Oh no, she wasn't 12 or 16. She was in college. When she won a pageant. She was an adult. Well, adult-ish. Yeah, that's why this production of Kirkapalooza, where they took 2-3 business minutes to actually remember that Kirk was there, and she's sitting there looking up at the sky like the teleprompter was above her. And before we go into this, real quick regarding Kirkapalooza, people are mad at Tucker Carlson because they're reaching, claiming that Tucker Carlson insinuated that Jewish people killed Charlie Kirk. That's not what he said. He said that Charlie Kirk was killed for telling the truth, just like Christ was killed for telling the truth. Because, ever since Charlie Kirk decided to cosplay Mount Kilimanjaro and Mount St. Helen out the side of his neck with a botched tracheotomy, that's what they've been trying to act like he's either Christ's 13th disciple or Judas Iscariot's replacement, although Judas Iscariot had a replacement, or he was Christ himself. But it's been over 3 days and his ass ain't got the fuck back up. Okay. Only thing he did was defy rigor mortis when his wife was suckling all of his fingers and pretending to cry over his face and using props and getting mic'd up and hiring professional photographers. Okay. But they're up in arms about that. But they're not upset when clandestine, fake it now you can make it, Erica Kirk, sitting there talking about Charlie's death and was like, just like with Christ, they know not. She equated her husband, and I'm using that term loosely, the man she was the beard for, being hung high and spread wide like Christ. And that we are to forgive like the Christian Jewish people were to forgive the non-Christian Jewish people in regards to the death of Christ. And I need y'all to finally acknowledge that there are subsets of Judaism and the Jewish community, but y'all not out here saying it. Erica insinuated that, like, Zionist Jewish people. Let me holler at you, okay? No one was lynching you since September 10th. No one has called in bomb threats. No one has given you death threats, online or offline. You want to know who's been getting that? The Black community. We didn't have nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. We weren't on that lily white campus. We had nothing to do with it. But we became the target. And just like that, the people who keep victimizing and centering in victimhood the entirety of the Jewish community, the Zionists, have done it again. But see, when the Zionists do it, because it's generally a white face that does it and you're okay with it. Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, my God. Why won't you give them peace? You're always victimizing them. No, y'all are always victimizing us and then getting upset when we're like, hey, leave us the fuck alone and stop making us the victim. But let's continue with this article. If someone at the UN intentionally stopped the escalator as the president and first lady were stepping on, they need to be fired and investigated immediately, Levitt wrote Tuesday on X. What would that do? What would that do? What was stopping the escalator do? Because y'all do realize that they were at the bottom. It wasn't like, oh, they got to the top and somebody was jerking it around to make them fall. What would that do? What would it do? Maybe I'm missing something. Okay, somebody well versed in the art of escalators. It wasn't like they were taking the escalator up to the 52nd floor, and now all of a sudden Trump had to walk up that high so that maybe that massive 5-star heart attack will just come and take him out. No. The press secretary pointed to a Sunday report from the Times of London as evidence of foul play. In case I forgot to tell y'all, and you didn't get a chance to catch Learning Through Black Literature last night when we started going over 107 Days by Kamala Harris. If you missed it, last night's readings, pages 1 through 32, are on YouTube. Links in my bio. You can go watch it, and we'll be back live tonight to go through the next set of pages. I will be on Rouse High Exalted tonight. Just had a little mini meeting with Dave the Viking. If you're not following my good Villains Guild brother, make sure you do. This sounds like something they would bring up with their high asses on the show. Let me repeat this. The press secretary pointed to a Sunday report from the Times of London as evidence of foul play. Okay. UN staff members have joked that they may turn off the escalators and elevators and simply tell him they ran out of money, the paper reported on Sunday. So, a silly prank, plausibly, that causes a minor inconvenience on the grand scale of things. Who's gonna get fired for the inconvenience, aka the prank, of Trump being reelected? As a matter of fact, let's roll it back. Who can we fire for the prank, the inconvenience of Trump being born and not swallowed up? Trump complained about having to walk up the escalator during his speech on Tuesday. He also said his teleprompter wasn't working. I forgot to mention that yesterday, because wasn't he the one complaining about Biden using a teleprompter? When all politicians use teleprompter, like, once again, if you joined us last night, we talked about how Kamala Harris would prep and go over speeches and how they would run through things before it was put onto her teleprompter. Like, that's what they do, because you don't, like, we all know I use notes, whether I write them down or I put them in my iPad. So yeah, you're accustomed to me looking down, but I'm not a politician. I'm not a politician. You wouldn't want to come to a rally or watch me on TV and my head's down the whole time. Like,
Yes, I'm taking your snacks.
what? I didn't even know that you were taking the snack. I didn't even open that yet. Put it down, please, and thank you. You're not. How many of my snacks? Are you loading up your pockets with my snacks?
Didn't you be like entertaining the people or something?
You mean informing the people? Well, fine. If you're
Both.
gonna, if
Infotainment.
can you give me a Mountain Dew before you go to work, Landia?
No, I cannot.
Okay, it was a question since you're stealing all my snacks.
That would involve me leaving out the house early. No, not that I don't love you.
Oh, so this is how you tell me you don't love me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So this how we break up?
Yes.
Well,
It's been a good run, y'all.
He's single now.
I'm for the streets, man.
He about to be a part of the streets. Keep pointing. He ain't single.
Studio audience for the streets, man. You don't want that I was single. Don't tell me I can have freedom and then take it back, slave master.
Of course, I'm gonna leave the gate open. You ain't supposed to go out the gate. You are singly sitting in your recliner right there. That's how single you are.
I'm gonna leave the door open.
You sitting somebody, you single. Okay. If you're single, then I'm single. You want me gallivanting?
Go be for the streets.
You want me gallivanting?
Go be for the streets.
And what you gonna do? I ain't trying to wait a minute.
Ain't nobody else gonna stop you getting kidnapped but me. Think about that.
No, because you thought I got kidnapped yesterday.
Ain't nobody tell you to be scared of escalators. Ain't you doing something like live or something?
No, but you making all that noise in the background.
I wasn't making noise. What you doing?
Jesus Christ, just take all my snack, but I can't have
Only
Mountain Dew.
took all your snack. You can have all the Mountain Dew you want, long as you order it.
I wouldn't say I would walk to the store, but we know how that goes. All right. Coming from Newsbreak, Secret Service probes Trump's broken escalator after UN staff joked about making Don walk upstairs before his speech.
Escalator?
Out of all the things we need attention, energy, and budget funds to go to.
He's in good health.
And I pulled two articles for a reason. Because sometimes I say stuff like this from the Trump administration and people think that I'm making a big deal out of nothing. Like, oh, it's just a slow news day for this network, or they wanted to scoop on. A major, all caps, investigation was underway today. They can investigate that right away, but not Epstein, Maxwell, and Trump. Today, into the cause of the broken escalator that enraged Donald Trump at the UN summit. What started as an apparent joke could now spiral into a full-blown crisis after the machinery stopped working the very moment he stepped on it. Once again, he's at the bottom. Because like I said, I watched it, different escalator, but same thing. Yesterday, I can't remember if they were male, but it's just a person. Stepped onto the escalator, it stopped. They just kept walking. I'm not doing that. First of all, I don't see how y'all get on them devil machines, but hey, to each your own. I'm not doing escalators. I'm not doing steps that are too steep.
Escalators are dog ways thinning out the herd.
Well, it thinned me smooth out, and you was willing to let me get taken away by the lady and the screaming child in the elevator.
Ain't nobody tell you to take 15 minutes to come down.
I didn't take it. I was waiting for the thing. The only other way was the steps, and it was too far up. I wasn't.
Y'all want to see her cry?
I am compact.
Leave at the top of an escalator.
Why you always gotta tell my secrets? For that, I feel like you should give me a Mountain Dew.
You feel like I should get you a Mountain Dew for anything, though.
Okay, but right before you leave, you can just go get. I'll come outside and get it.
No.
Please.
No.
I don't think you read the full owner's manual on this model. Awkward footage showed him and wife Melania almost losing their balance before having to trudge up the steps before his keynote speech. That
trudge.
How in shape are you? Because
they use the word trudge.
They use the word trudge, but they almost fell over. They're at the bottom of the.
Maybe it's not herky jerky.
At the top of the stairs, even if it at the top of the stairs, Trump was greeted by a woman, and the first thing he said to her was, "Your escalator just broke." Well, Humpty Trumpty, things have a weight capacity. They also seem to have smell sensors and smell capacities. Now the Secret Service has stepped in, launching a probe after a report the Sunday Times claimed UN workers had joked about turning the escalator off to deliberately sabotage the president. From what? Like he is sabotage to himself.
Maybe only fast to get some exercise.
But the Secret Service can investigate that quickly, but nothing else. You hear that the sitting president of the United States, okay, the person is sitting behind the booger desk, the Resolute desk, right now in the West Wing, is in the Epstein/Maxwell files, but you don't step in to investigate that. The director of the FBI tells you that Jeffrey Epstein was trafficking just to himself. And then a good 100 victims immediately step forward and go, that's not true. We've been trying to talk to y'all for years and you still won't talk to us. So, but we can't investigate that, but we can investigate a damn escalator. I got a list of places that I visited myself and watched the escalator stop working, or a couple places I don't know if their escalators ever work. You gonna go investigate that too? Since minor inconveniences are the thing, like, I guess Orange Patrick No Star is just gonna keep complaining about everything. The U.S. press secretary has even called for those responsible to be fired with a fiery post on X. Caroline Leavitt said, if someone at the UN intentionally stopped the escalator as the president and first lady were stepping on, they need to be fired and investigated immediately. Wouldn't the investigation precede the firing? I don't know. But, every time they talk, they reveal some shit. So y'all we already knew that y'all was just willy-nilly firing people. And then this is why you've been secretly trying to hire people back. But then they're like, we can't trust you and we need job security. So now you're reducing the standards and qualifications to just fill the seats. And this is why you now have piss poor ass below mediocre influencers doing get ready with me's from their office. Like, how you get ready with somebody that's already at work? Yeah, that's all it is. You're right. They only have the brain capacity to investigate the escalator because now, wait a minute. Hold on. Move this keyboard out the way. I don't know if y'all will be able to see this or not, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it. Whoops. Do y'all see this? Hold on for, whoops, YouTube. No, send it over and put it up on the screen for YouTube. Yeah, that is a statue. This seems to be a thing for the Trump administrations, the presidencies of Donald John Trump Sr. That some way, somehow, there's some interesting artwork that pops up. The last time it was a pile of shit on a desk, replicating his self coup, aka the January 6th um, insurrection. But this one, coming from the Latin Times, the White House responds after statue of Trump holding hands with Epstein appears in D.C. Oh, child. Let's see. What? Oh, all these are. Okay, hold on. I don't know why I'm getting so many updates all of a sudden. There we go. Thank you. A statue showing President Donald Trump holding hands with Jeffrey Epstein appeared Tuesday near the National Mall, drawing immediate attention from visitors and setting off a storm of reactions online. The bronze-colored figures, placed just steps from the White House, depict Trump and the late financier smiling and frolicking as if caught in a playful moment. At the base of the installation, a plaque declares, "In honor of Friendship Month, which falls in September, we celebrate the long-lasting bond between President Donald J. Trump and his closest friend, Jeffrey Epstein." Mm-hmm. 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 From the realm of fact is always way stranger than fiction when it comes to Donald John Trump Sr. Because, hold on. The display quickly attracted crowds, with many people stopping to take photos and videos. Some onlookers described the piece as offensive and disrespectful, while others praised it as daring political art. Images of the statue spread rapidly on social media, where the split in opinion was just as sharp. How is it disrespectful? How is that disrespectful? But the act against children, young girls, as minors, is not viewed as disrespectful. The lack of investigation into over 1,000 victims that are international. Okay, this case is international. The UK is like, shit, hold my beer. We will get justice one way or the other. And let's not forget, in the first Trump presidency, there was the bronze shit on the desk. There was Trump as a slug. There's been many things. But all of a sudden it's disrespectful. Nobody gave a damn about the artwork where they were hanging Obama in effigy, or where they were displaying him and his wife as monkeys and gorillas, etc. Okay. Trump did not hold back in his response. A White House spokesperson said, "Liberals are free to waste their money however they see fit, but it is not news that Epstein knew Donald Trump because Donald Trump kicked Epstein out of the club for being a creep. I need y'all to start taking notes on your narrative. I need you to start taking notes on your narrative so you can ride the lie out properly." Okay. First, you said that the friendship just ended. Then Trump said, "Oh no, he was poaching employees from me," and confirmed that one of the employees was a known victim of Maxwell and Epstein, who subsequently took her life a few years ago, who has a tell-all book that's going to be released here soon if it hasn't already been released. Then Mike Johnson came out and was like, "Oh no, it's because he has so much sympathy for the girls, and that's why he ended the friendship with Epstein." Y'all do realize the infamous birthday book came out after the sweetheart deals, right? The president has acknowledged in past interviews that he once knew Epstein socially, particularly in the 1990s and early 2000s. He has consistently said he severed ties after learning of inappropriate behavior involving young women at Mar-a-Lago. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He proclaimed that it was because employees were being poached. And in reality, it has been confirmed through court documents and everything else and witness testimony from people overhearing stuff that it was Epstein that severed the ties in the relationship. And not because one or the other was being a creep. It was because of Trump's fraudulent business practices. My. Do you know how fucked up of a creep you have to be that somebody is not like, oh, I'm not going to stop fucking with you because you fucking with young girls? No. The worst thing about you is how you handle business. Okay. Trump has also claimed Epstein was banned from his Palm Beach property, and his team repeated that point again Tuesday. But Maxwell wasn't. That's like saying you're going to ban one conjoined twin, but not the other. Yeah, Trump pulled an okie doke and bought some properties that yes, Epstein was interested in after Trump, notably, and this has been confirmed and it's highly archived and chronicled that Trump convinced a lot of people to get out of their original career fields and move into real estate. And it's because Trump sucks at it. Trump would use his friendships to gain the upper hand. People would find these great properties, these great business deals, and Trump will swoop in. And we know Trump either underpaid or just didn't pay people at all. The group behind the artwork has not revealed its identity, although the installation includes the name The Secret Handshake. No organizers have stepped forward to take credit. By Tuesday afternoon, the statue had become one of the most shared topics online. Some visitors posed for selfies in front of the figures while critics demanded their removal. Officials had not announced whether the statue would remain in place or be taken down. The unusual installation, set up without official authorization, ensured that the relationship between Trump and Epstein, once acknowledged by the president himself, returned to the public spotlight in the heart of the nation's capital. Now, normally I don't go into the comment sections of articles, but I think it's time to start calling some people out. And I think for the betterment of people and to actually #protect the children, this is what we need to do. And before you go, Taz is doxing people. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm using what's on the internet underneath this article, and that's it. No additional research has been done, no digging, no prodding, just what these people put. Okay? 16 hours ago, Kathy Hewitt says there needs to be consequences for everyone involved in this. Why, Kathy? Why?
They're not consequences. Children.
Valiant Voter said maybe we should fire them. Karen Mullen says yes, it's sickening. Pauline Millett said, Valiant Voter, LOL, good one, in 2 weeks. Catherine Dubose says, amen. Cameron McIntosh, nah, we want y'all actually learn accountability, but that will never happen because y'all are too ignorant to realize reality, to even realize reality. Yes, that's how they wrote it. Susie Brunson, wow, what a dedicated little soldier you are to the criminal in chief. Clear the Room said, Trump did not hold back in his response. A White House spokesperson said, liberals are free to waste their money however they see fit, but it is not news that Epstein knew Donald Trump because Donald Trump kicked Epstein out of his club for being a creep, and then a bunch of laughing emojis. Thomas Riley commented, only because his true butt buddy, Jeffrey Epstein, lured away employees, i.e. trafficked to girls from his Miss Universe contest pool. Bean said, liar, liar. Clear the room. I do not and never have, nor will ever release all Epstein files. And he included a picture of Joe Rogan. Never trust a man who tries to silence victims of sexual abuse.
Touche.
Pauline Millett, where the hell did you get that? Fox News? Yeah, we believe Fox, his media of choice. Demontre Calderon, why are teenage girls giving massages to adults? Bingo boingo.
Bang.
Sharon Colback. Well, the question is, who paid to put this up? That's the first thing that we need to know.
Why?
It wasn't authorized. There wasn't a permit. Nobody paid to put it up. You do realize somebody can create anything and put it wherever they want.
Mm-hmm.
Angie Alex said, yeah, give them and the artist an award. We love a smart queen. We love a smart queen. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Laura Wolf said, and they refer to liberals as snowflakes. Good intentions. I'm happy that Trump isn't the monster the left paints him as. It takes a wise man to shrug and say, hey, it's your money to waste. Let's read that last one more time. Okay. I'm happy that Trump isn't the monster the left paints him as. It takes a wise man to shrug and say, hey, it's your money to waste.
Did he really though?
So if that's the case, everyone else that Trump has threatened to sue and all these other things are the wise individuals because they pretty much shrug and go, it's your sycophant's money for you to waste. But since we want to talk about how brilliant he is and he just keeps getting out-negotiated, outwitted, but at this point, a dead turtle could out-negotiate and outwit him. And if you want to see the pictures that I was talking about, they are up on the YouTube version of this. Trump's marriage to Melania reportedly has White House staffers talking behind their backs. I still love you, even though you won't give me a Mountain Dew. I guess I'll just sit here and wilt away with no energy and no love to fill up my heart.
If the monster's in the refrigerator.
Okay, thank you. Melania Trump hasn't been making very many public appearances with Donald Trump during his second presidential term, or the first one, or most times during their marriage at all, because she also hasn't shared a bedroom with him since that one night at band camp. And it could be that they're even more. Wait a minute. And it could be that they're even a more united front with Melania moving into more of a power position in the relationship. So much so that it's apparent. Stop. I'm trying to get through the sentence. You see me struggling to do this with a straight face.
We know it's a lie.
I know it's a lie, so I'm trying to get through it. Love you. Bye, studio audience. Be the roaming studio audience. Okay. I was trying so hard. I was trying to keep it in. Okay, let's start. Whew. Hold on, where's my water at? Lord Jesus. Hold on. Okay. All right. Whew. And just so y'all know, when I research this stuff and do the notes and skim over I don't read them out loud. So I try my best to be like prepared. Girl, hey, Harley, no. Okay. And it could be that they're even a more united front with Melania moving into more of a power position in the relationship. So much so that it's apparently being talked about by White House staffers. I believe he a power top and he a power bottom. That's what I believe. But and what do you mean more? Am I the only person that paid attention to last year's fraud trial in New York City? Were staffers, current and previous, employees of the Trump organization, current and previous, said that he ran everything by Melania. She's been the one in charge. That's why she was able to renegotiate her prenup years into the marriage before she moved into the White House before. The only reason why she's in the White House this time is because word on the curb is that Barron Trump allegedly creeped out a bunch of people and flunked out of NYU. And now they're putting out as the narrative that, oh, well, he's going to a different campus. He could have been going to that campus if he just wanted to be at the White House. He doesn't. Now all of a sudden he's investing in companies with his two older brothers and he's opening his mouth when it comes to politics. He realized he's a failure like every other short dick, long neck, needing plastic surgery ass, bitch ass incel man in his family. So the only thing that he can do is join in the family business, the grit. So what she thought was going to be her get out of jail free card, her son, it's gone. It's gone. And before y'all come over here going, Taz, you need to tackle your internalized misogyny. No, there are women who believe for a multitude of reasons that the men in their life are supposed to take care of them, no more, no less. Hey, if it works for you, it works for you. If that's your lot in life, that is your lot in life. I'm not telling nobody how to live their life. Just try to do it legally, okay? Because I really don't want to see nobody rotting in jail. Well, there's a list of people I do want to see rotting in jail, but y'all get what I'm saying. But yes, she is one of those. Y'all like the traditional ladies, MAGA and conservative Republicans, and she's one of those. She's one of those. The income should come from the man, whether it's the husband, the son, the brother, the father-in-law. And you've met these type of women. You've met these type of women where if their husband passes away or if they get divorced, they're looking at their sons to take care of them. They're looking for their brothers to take care of them. So this is why she didn't restart her soft porn / modeling career. This is why she really hasn't, she has these companies, these businesses that pop out every time if you pay attention to the patterns that Trump needs some money laundered. And then we never hear anything else from these companies. This is why there's not really anything sustainable in her name. She thought, oh, my son's going to go off to college and he's going to do this, that, and the other, and he's going to take care of me. Plus, I encourage y'all to Google pictures of Barron and Melania. Women who refer to themselves as boy moms are never, ever beating those allegations. Ever. 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 Ever, ever. Ever. And quick caveat, let's take a trip down history lane, okay? Because Tazzy Farms never forgets. You all do realize the whole term boy, mom, girl, dad, all that stuff, it came from Mrs. Bryant. When her husband, Kobe, passed away, she referred to him as a girl dad because that's what he was. He only had daughters. And she was pregnant at that time as well with their last child, which was also a girl. You cannot be a boy mom and you have daughters and sons. You cannot be a girl dad and you have daughters and sons. Those are titles that are for people that they only have children that are of a singular gender. That's it. I cannot stand like a couple it's 2 years ago now. When my youngest sister-in-law was pregnant, And somebody was like, oh, they want to insert my baby brother's name here. Oh, it'd be so interesting to see him as a girl dad. He'll never be a girl dad. He already has one son. He is officially a boy dad because the 2 children they have thus far are boys. If they have any other children, he may continue to just be a boy dad. Harley Quinn, get your nose out the camera. Move. No, move. They can't see you anyway. You're too short. You trying to be the everybody's taking over my show but me. But I need y'all to realize that, like, that's where it came from. Stop calling yourselves these things, like, and you, and y'all out here forced to be your mother. Wish I could be your lover. That's disgusting. And y'all sit there making jokes about it because it's a woman. This is why so many women predators get away with shit. This is part of the reason why Ghislaine Maxwell is in a minimum security prison camp, walking around with essentially weapons, doing yoga in the middle of the afternoon. And I don't want to hear any more complaints about the prison that Martha Stewart went to. First of all, y'all be acting like Martha Stewart was in fucking Alcatraz. Like she just came out with all sorts of street cred. I remember when she was released. I remember the interview that she did. And like I said, Tazzy Farms remembers. She complained about not being able to have proper seasoning for the food that she got. She was acting like she was a Black woman. Have y'all ever actually watched her or Rachel Ray cook something? Her complaining about seasoning meaning that they gave her regular iodized salt instead of pink Himalayan salt. Like, that's it. Absolutely the fuck not. But additionally, staffers in the West Wing and the East Wing are saying that Donald Trump may be leaning on Melania Trump more now. This is an indication of his health declining. Yes, even the most misogynistic men, they tend to later in life either want to finally appear faithful or be faithful to women because they want a hospice nurse, essentially. And he knows that his children aren't coming to save him or to take care of him, and he can't trust hiring somebody to come in and take care of him because he knows that he's not likable. Okay, it doesn't matter what he tries to put out into the universe for trying to convince the rest of us. People know when they're not likable, and it's not even a matter of somebody trying to off him or hurt him for the sake of money, because realistically, this man been broke his entire adult life. When you have to create a character, a whole person to catfish organizations so that you can be put on wealthy lists. He did. Somebody would off him for half of a half-eaten French fry and a thimble of spit at this point. Like come on. Absolutely not. Okay. And we're going to close out with this one. And as always, I will take this and attach it as an update to the ongoing story from what happened earlier today. So it says Homeland Security says 1 detainee killed and 2 critically injured after shooting at ICE facility. Yes, the information is... These numbers have been changing throughout the day. I don't want y'all to think, oh, Taz, this is like the yeah, they keep giving different numbers, and I can only give you what they put out. I am not in Texas. I'm not on the ground. This is not one of those instances where I know somebody that's close to the situation where I could get that. I don't know. All I know is that they just kept saying, well, an officer wasn't down. An officer, I can't tell you who got, an officer wasn't down. An officer, I'm not going to answer any more questions. I'm just going to tell you an officer wasn't down. But this was an attack on ICE. Yes, they were on a building and shooting down. And yeah, we said that they have anti-ICE stuff, but they didn't shoot an ICE agent. But believe me, bro. A shooter with a rifle opened fire from a nearby roof onto a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement location in Dallas on Wednesday, killing one detainee and wounding two before taking his own life, authorities said. I don't know why people go through all of this planning to execute things so wonderfully to take their own life here lately. Like, you're not going to get the infamy. Like, you've lived long enough to know that if you dead, they never going to say your name. They ain't putting your picture out. So what'd you do this for? And whatever message you wanted to get across, this is the United States. They're not going to get it right. You're going to have to do it old school Krasinski style, okay? You're going to have to go back and take some notes from the Unabomber. You're going to need like a 6-volume, 10,000-page manifesto with pictures, diagrams, okay? Flashcards and a workbook and cliff notes and my manifesto for dummies for them to be able to get it and properly talk about it. I'm just the messenger. I'm just saying. Okay. The exact motivation of the attack was not immediately known. Well, they acted like it was immediately known. The FBI said at a morning news conference that ammunition found at the scene contained anti-ICE messaging. According to the picture that looked like somebody just did it, it just said anti-ICE. Like, what was the messaging? The head of the agency, Kashak Patel, released a photo on social media that shows a bullet containing the words anti-ICE written in what appears to be marker. Looked like a ballpoint pen, but whatever. I don't know how well versed people that are watching are in firearm. But if you have a message to get out and you want it on the casing or on the bullet, you would put it on every single one of them. Number one. You would also clean your gun, load it, assemble everything with gloves on. You wouldn't write anything on there with marker. I need y'all to think about that. And why would you do one book? Because that's not even the bullet that was fired. So what was really your message? And let's not forget that this whole messaging on bullets thing started because of a white supremacist and a white supremacist engaging in a shooting outside of the United States. So for the powers that be, the investigative powers that be in the United States, constantly trying to use that as an example, but then saying that it's not the right, it's not the racist, it's not the white supremacist doing this. You're letting us know that unequivocally, yes, it is the white supremacists that are reigning tyranny and savagery over the people in the United States. Because who else would study that closely what a white supremacist is doing in a whole nother country? Oh yeah, Trisina, it was super lazy. And we know crazy ass, aka Kashra, I guess he's still trying to get into Valhalla. I don't know. The detainee who survived was in critical condition at the hospital, DHS said. And this is why I generally try to keep things as light as possible. One, people are more likely to retain information if they're having fun while getting the information. That is not from an official study. That's just from decades of tutoring and educating and what I've learned from teaching from preschool to people that still want to be educated while in hospice. The reason why I say that is because there are times that there's some things that are very triggering. There's some things that truly piss me off. It's also why I set the pace and the platform the way that I do. Um, because whether you're sending me a story, you want me to talk about something, you're viewing, you're commenting, I want you to feel safe getting out how you feel in the way that works best for you. I ain't gonna judge you for it. Okay, because we might be feeling the same way at the same time, and I want you to get it out. And if I have to be the one to vocalize our collective frustration, I'll do it, honey, each and every time. And I'm saying this because there is a likelihood, because before he was VP, we came across each other a multitude of times because of circles that he tries to push himself into that I'm just in. Mr. Just put it in the pullout, JD Vance had the nerve, the audacity, the unmitigated gall, if you would, to say regarding the shooting at the ICE facility, and I quote, just because we don't support illegal aliens, we don't want them to be executed. This administration has been doing nothing but pushing for the execution of immigrants and migrant workers, pushing them out of the country to countries that they were fleeing from for asylum, pushing them to countries that were not their own, pushing them into conditions that were inhumane, not investigating their death or demises, not properly feeding people, not giving people clean, humane conditions to reside in, not allowing minors to have proper representation. And this coming from a person who's pushing forth and condoning and cheering on legislation that would make his in-laws, his wife, and even his children illegal. But this is also a man who refers to his children by their ages and genders and not their names. This is a man, when talking about his family, he makes it about himself and what he wants to do and what he wants to accomplish. But I'm able to sleep at night knowing that the people that he is pandering to the most can't stand. Can't stand his semen soaking sectional fucking self. Wow. But as always, thank you for joining me here for today's episode of the Taz Effect. And as always, if you missed any parts of it, within moments, you can review the playback either on Substack, and if you want the pictures to go along with it, on YouTube. And yes, Substack. I am still working on getting everything back together with the software so that the pictures and everything and the logo will appear on Substack again as well. I will see you all, like I said, twofold. One, again, for Learning Through Black Literature. I know generally we do one excerpt a week, but it's Kamala Harris, okay? It's 107 days. We're going to keep going every day till we get through the book. So I'll see you later on tonight. And then right after that, immediately following, I will be on Browse High Exalted. And just so you all know, Miss Bree Woodson, aka the controversial blonde who is running against Miss Mamas down in Georgia, who claimed to have called in and got the Hyundai plant shut down. We will be interviewing her, and it'll be a rocking good time. And you know the controversial blonde. She has been my most recent co-host on Conversations with Taz for Talk About It Tuesday. So you know it's about to go down. As always, each one teach one, each one reach one. Y'all go out and get into some good trouble, but remember, nothing that requires bond or bail in this economy. Now, be good.